Alright guys, so it's time for another video. I know I'm the biggest Ike Glazer on the planet, but I say it's time to give another character the spotlight, and today it's going to be Ranulf. This guy is basically the Moomin Rider of the Fire Emblem franchise. He constantly fights people even when he's clearly outmatched. And no, it's not because he's a dumbass like Dimitri, sorry goat, but every time he stood on business it's because it had to be done. And not only that, bro has one of the craziest resumes in Tellus. Let's get into one of the goats of Fire Emblem, shall we? Okay, so early on in Path of Radiance, it's established that Grill is a complete badass. While we know now that he was out of his prime, bro was still cooking one of Dayan's 4 riders with no difficulty. The Black Knight killed Grill, and Ranulf knew this. Still, Ranulf said at the beginning of chapter 11 that he was going to stall the Dayan soldiers. Later on in the chapter, when the Grill mercenaries escaped, this motherfucker stepped to the Black Knight and told him to his face that he was not going to let him pursue them. This is a coughing baby that knows that he's a coughing baby and still tries to fight the hydrogen bomb so his comrades survive. Goat behavior. He gets his ass beat, but he still stood on business because he had no other option. He said he would stall Dayan, so he did. Now on to Radiant Dawn chapter 3-2. Skrymir is a Laguz royal. For the Beast Tribe Laguz, the lions are at the top of the hierarchy because of their strength. Skrymir is a lion, but he's also a hot-headed dumbass that was about to lead his entire army to their deaths by trying to fight the Big Nyan Central Army instead of retreating. So to save the lives of his comrades again, he steps to Skrymir. He knows he can't win, but he has to try. He fights him, gets his ass beat again, but actually manages to wound Skrymir, and because of that, they retreat and live to fight another day. Now to Radiant Dawn chapter 3-3. At this point in the game, Zelgius is shown to be incredibly strong. Bro blocked an attack from Tabarn like it was nothing, and Ranulf knew this, but for this battle he was tasked with being a distraction to the rear units. So he finds Zelgius and specifically targets him because he was the strongest. He knows he can't win based off what he heard about Tabarn, but once again he knows what must be done. He gets his ass kicked again, but because of him distracting Zelgius, the Laguzan Lions were able to carry out their strategy of attacking Big Nyan supplies. So who really got the last laugh? Now on to chapter 3-7. For this one is optional, so it can be argued as non-canon, but I feel like I have to include this here. In this chapter, if you step to Ranulf with the Black Knight, he essentially says, I have my suspicions of who you are. You killed my homie's dad. Bring that ass here so I can confirm it. And this is after he already got cooked by him in Path of Radiance. Now to chapter 3-E. For this last one, it can also be argued to be non-canon because it's optional, but Ranulf is able to fight Nyla, and he just flat out admits that he's pretty much shitting his pants at the thought of fighting her. So we can also come to the conclusion that all these fights terrified him, but he never backed down. And before they fight, he pretty much just says, well, this fucking sucks. Time to throw hands. Dimitri's goofy ass stands on business too much to where he got killed by a bunch of fodder soldiers, you stupid motherfucker. And Hubert is a massive pussy that doesn't stand on business at all. And Crimson Flower, him, Edelgard, and Violet run away from Rhea in the Holy Tome despite there being no church soldiers present. And it was a 3-on-1. Your goal is to literally kill her and you still ran. Hubert and Edelgard, stop running like a little bitch. Ranulf is basically the perfect in-between. He's not a dumbass, nor is he a pussy that ducks whenever he gets pressed. He pretty much only fights when he needs to or if he feels it's necessary to protect his comrades, even when the odds are stacked against him. Follow my Twitter and follow my Twitch for more content. Join Agenda Emblem on Twitter. Also, Rolf no diffs Edelgard. Goodbye.